So let's talk about some items that you want to consider taking a look at that may need to be replaced. I mentioned doorknobs and handles. Well, if they're loose, repair them. If they're old, if they're grimy, if they're nasty looking, go ahead and replace them. Door handles aren't that expensive. Drawer knobs, cabinet knobs aren't that expensive. Consider replacing those, updating them, making them look modern, newer, matching the rest of the house. You might want to also consider giving your home a fresh coat of paint. I'm going to show you a picture, and in this picture there are a variety of things that are going on that we'll take a look at. This particular home, it's kind of hard to tell, but the paint, I consider it like a chocolate milk paint. The gutters were leaking. There's a basement in this home, and water had gotten in the past through here. The homeowner poured some concrete, but it didn't completely eliminate the issue. As water would come through, this concrete had settled, so water would come off of the gutters and come into here and go down through this seam and find its way down into the basement. So in the process of painting the outside of the house, replacing the gutters, the concrete was pulled up, the gutter downspouts went into PVC that went underground, and I'll show you that in just a moment, and went into a drain that's in the driveway that goes around the back side of the house. The homeowner pulled the water away from the house and then resealed all of this and painted all of this. Here's what that house looks like now. And you can see this is not that same paint. The way the shadows are here on the garage doors, it looks a little bit different, but the garage door area is actually the same color as the rest of it. It's just how it looks in shading. And you can see how the downspouts from the gutters come out. They go down into the concrete. You can see where this whole concrete section was cut and taken out, and the drain goes into the gutter right here. So the water is all taken away from the house to fix that issue. So one of the things that you may consider doing is taking a look at replacing any issues that you have with water around the home. Also, this home, some of the fascia board was rotting. Some of the soffit area was rotting. So in that whole process, all of that was replaced. If there were issues, it was replaced. And then it was painted and sealed to keep water out of the paint. Some other things that you want to consider replacing in your home may be light fixtures or light bulbs. Replace bulbs if you have mismatched bulbs. You don't need a warm light and cool lights in the same fixture. Replace those bulbs. This particular home replaced all of the interior bulbs, well, almost all the interior bulbs. I think there were 6 or 7 specialty bulbs that didn't get replaced, but most all of them were replaced with LED bulbs. And in the process of replacing these with these LED bulbs, and most of them all went cool white to add brightness to the home, in that process, light switches were also replaced. Many of the light switches that were in here were a touch dim switch that didn't work with LED lights, especially with more than one LED bulb in the series. So the light switches were changed out. You can see there's one switch that wasn't changed out. It's kind of dirty looking. It's a $2, $3, $4 light switch. Change the switch out. Clean it. If you can't clean it, replace it. There's no sense in leaving that for people to go, ooh, gross, I don't want to touch that. And in that process, the seller cleaned the light switch covers, but they still didn't look as good as new ones do, especially with the new ones. So all the switch plates have been replaced in this home, especially where the light switches were changed out. Replaced all of those things. So those are some things that you want to consider when it comes to replacing in your home. You're not taking paint off to put new paint on, but you're putting new paint on. Replacing the light switches, replacing the light fixtures. Maybe in the bathrooms, replace the bathroom fixtures, shower heads, faucet knobs, all of those things. Consider replacing those items in your home, especially if they're dated and aren't as appealing to a buyer as what's accepted or expected in your current market at the moment that you're selling your home. Maybe give your kitchen a facelift. Is it time for new kitchen cabinets, which is going to be expensive? Is it time for some new kitchen countertops, which may not be as expensive as cabinets, but it's going to be an expensive piece if you decide to do that. Replace old carpet with freshened up carpet. I'm going to show you another picture of this home, and this is an area of the basement where water would get in. The homeowner pulled damaged sheetrock off of the wall back here and pulled up all of the wet, damaged carpet. It's been gone for a while, but in getting their home sold, and you can also see there's clutter here. We're going to talk about decluttering in a moment. You can also see all of this. So that's what the room looked like previously, and the seller had some carpet squares left over from from other areas in the home that they'd had for a while. So they put new carpet squares down, had some expense on some labor, had some expense on some glue, put in this vinyl base that's here that finishes out the room. There's still got a few things to do in here, but for the most part, see how much better that room looks? That's the exact same room, same receptacle that was over there that you can see in here, but it just looks much more inviting. This room could be now continued to be used as storage, which is what it was used for before. That's dirt on the other side of both of these two walls. This could become a safe room, and it's about 20 by 10 or 20 by 12 almost in this home. So it's a pretty significant size room that's in a basement that could be used as a storm shelter if they needed it to. Our area had some tornadoes roll in recently, and people are talking about putting storm shelters in. This is a great option for this home. So that's talking about getting carpet replaced. If you've got old, outdated carpet, it may be time to get new carpet put in, or at least be prepared to give an allowance to a buyer who comes in and goes, ooh, I don't like this carpet. This carpet's 10 or 12 years old. There's some places where it's coming up. It's got some ridges in it. It can't be stretched anymore. If you don't go ahead and replace it, you may need to be prepared to allow some money to go toward the new buyer replacing that carpet. Give your windows a facelift. We mentioned repairing any broken windows. If you've got old wood windows, you might want to consider some new energy efficient vinyl windows going in. It just depends again on what's expected in your market. If you're going to be leaving appliances, if you have a 20-year-old refrigerator, you might consider replacing that, or the dishwasher, or garbage disposal, or ice maker, whatever it is. Consider upgrading that with current modern appliances, especially if they're outdated, and you can have that ready for the buyer when they come in, that it's brand new appliances that you've put in. You might want to consider also some home automation, whether that is a smart thermostat, smart light switches, smart garage door openers, or door openers themselves, but smart homes. Many buyers today are looking at that. They want to be able to control on their phone, open up a door, change the temperature in a home, monitor all those things. So some things that you might consider doing to get your home ready to sold. It's not designed to take money away that you're going to earn from the home, but it's designed to make sure that there are no issues with the home, that also that buyers are attracted to the home and don't turn their nose up at it and walk away. You want to get an offer on the home so that you can move forward, moving on to what you have next. Again, you've decided to sell your home for a variety of reasons. Downsize, upsize, relocate to a different area, liquidate it for whatever reason. You want to sell your home. You don't want it on the market a long time, so make sure that you have it ready and prepared for a buyer to come in to make an offer. Replace isn't just on the inside. It can be on the outside. Maybe you need to have a landscape crew come in and change out some plants. If they died over the winter, get rid of them, have new plants brought in. Replace those dead plants with new plants. Curb appeal is a real thing. When someone drives up to your home, you want them to be drawn in, to want to get the key out of the key box, to walk inside and take a look. If they drive up to the home and the outside condition of the home is such that they go, I think I'll pass. I've actually been with buyers before and we've done that. We've passed on a home before. I could not get them past what the outside of the home looked like to even see the beautiful, gorgeous inside. They couldn't get past that. Curb appeal is real. Address the curb appeal. Invite buyers into your home based on what the outside looks like. Some of that's going to be replaced and some of that's going to be removed. So we're going to go ahead and move into the remove while we're still talking some about replace. Let me show you a picture here of this same home that we just got prepared to put on the market. Ice storm came through a few months ago and broke this tree, a big statement piece in the front of the house. And you can see the shrubs. The mulch doesn't look very good at all, but here's what that area looks like now. The tree has been trimmed up. New mulch has been put in. The shrubs have been trimmed. Again, we'd seen earlier this house had been painted. Looks good. The driveway's been cleaned off. It's great curb appeal. Some color was added. We repurposed some pots that the seller wasn't going to keep, that was going to get rid of. We repurposed some of those by having some color put in those. You can see some plants around the front of the garage. It's just a warm, inviting feel when people drive up and they go, oh wow, I love this. I can't wait to see what it looks like on the inside. That's what you want to get. That's the emotion that you want to elicit from a buyer to come in to take a look at your home.